Not too long now until they hit the bottom of the descent and start to head uphill. That third category climb to Les Estables, and we're about to see a big fight for whatever people can grab. Reminder that in the general classification still, as Matt was saying, around 50 riders still up there within 10 seconds or so. All the big leaders up there from the start and looking to try and put their best foot forward to the time trial tomorrow. That is where the first big differences will be made, but there could be some surprises here. We see some riders come up the Giro, come back from the Giro, not finishing. Non-starter today was Antonio Tiberi. We've seen Lars Borver not finishing. Ooh. Adrien Petit, this is Fred Wright, and that looks like a mechanical.
Yeah, it looks like the speed is shaved off there. Looks like he's got a puncture. Can't quite see, it's slightly obscure, but having to gingerly move over. Is that a flat back?
Wheel.
Yeah,
back
but
wheel.
Yeah, flat back. So that's unfortunate. Not that it necessarily would have been a finish for Fred Wright today, but that's very unfortunate indeed, as they whiz round, grab his spare, which thankfully is on the outside. Another custom paint job by the looks of it. It is indeed, and he's on his way, but unfortunate for Wright.
Shake of the head. He did well to hold that upright given the terrain that they're on, and you could just see he was signalling to the cars to make sure he could find that space to stop. And it really was a blowout. There was no air whatsoever left in that back tire.
Yeah. He did shaved a lot of the speed off. There you go. He's lost the best part of 40 seconds. So I don't think we'll see Fred Wright figure, but look at the man who's on the front again. It is the man in the green jersey. Mads Pedersen driving hard as we go back to the British champion in hot pursuit. But the road starts to kick up soon. 7.5 Ks to go for our three leaders, and the road starts to tilt up with just 7 Ks to go. There's an initial kick before the categorised part of the climb itself. So we go up for like 2 or 3 Ks, 4%, 2 or 3%, then flat, and then we commence the climb, which is a steady 5 or 6% all the way to the line. In fact, the last 500 metres are around 3%, but look at the difference that Pedersen's making here.
It's a team effort this week for Lidl Trek and Mads Pedersen, who won on day one, who wore the yellow jersey yesterday, who's looking after the green jersey today, is trying to look after his teammates. He wants to put them in the position where they can take a second stage win in 3 days.
Yes, superb bit of riding here by Pedersen as they continue to lose that little bit of elevation. They'll be picking up very shortly, and we know he is a man that can ride on the climbs to a point, and he will give it absolutely everything to try and set up Giulio Ciccone. And there is Ciccone just in 4th position there, just been swept by on the inside by the Ineos Grenadiers.
And that's that for Mads Pedersen, isn't it?
Yeah. As Tom Scoyens was just saying, just ease it off a little bit. They've still got 24 seconds in front, but the hardest part of the climb still to come. We've got about 2.5 Ks till the categorised part of the climb, but it's uphill to that point.
Magnus caught there in the yellow jersey has number 63, Markus Hulgaard, alongside him at the moment. Gregor Mühlberger is the Austrian champion just sitting in front of him. We look up ahead, and Primož Roglic in the green jersey seems to be riding okay. Earlier crash very early into the stage. He was quickly back in the peloton, but just keep your eye on him. Green jersey on his back, the former Slovenian national champion and multiple-time Grand Tour winner.
Just see Astana also moving up again, a completely different shape. 6.2 Ks to go. There's the group in front. They can clearly see them. They've only got a lead of a couple of 100 metres. Equates to 21 seconds already after that big pull on the lower slopes of this climb. You've seen a lot of runners been put in difficulty, and I think that's Chris Harper again, just off the back there, being towed back on. You wonder if he didn't actually, he was quite near the back, wasn't he, trying to sort his hand out. So Chris Harper just attached at the moment.
And you could just see the doctor's car was still very, very close to the back of the peloton too, so you wonder if there was finally some treatment available there for the Australian. The Australian team still in the shake-up for the stage from the breakaway, but it's a tough ass now, isn't it, Matt? Just 22 seconds, and still you sense, you called it there, just holding off that little bit.
Fred Wright trying to fight his way back into contention here. Get on the back of this little group. It looks like he's got a teammate with him. That's Keplinger. Yep, he's asked Keplinger to try and get him back on, but that's going to be so hard with only 5.5 Ks to go. 3.5 of that, even steeper than this.
Clément Rousseau at the back there. Right is being helped back. There's Dylan Fabala left-hand side as well. The help that's being given to Fred Wright is coming from Rainer Keplinger, as you mentioned, another of the unfortunate riders to have had to go from Giro to Dauphiné within the space of less than a week.
Yeah, I think, this is going to be so hard for Fred Wright. The amount of, obviously, without putting it overly simply, they've got to go faster than a very fast-moving peloton to get back in now. So he's going to have nothing left. So I think after initially asking for some assistance, unfortunately, I don't think we're going to see Fred Wright at the front of this group, because the gradient will start to bite again. Again, it doesn't get super steep. A reminder, 3.8 Ks at around 5%.
Ineos Grenadiers assembling on the right as we look at it in those red jersey fades, led by Omar Fraile, as Jonathan Castelviejo makes it to the front. This is Tish Benoot in the yellow in the front as well. Just alongside him, a couple of riders from UAE Team Emirates. Left-hand side, Buitrago's put into position by Bahrain Victorious. And here comes the yellow jersey, the leader, Magnus Cort.
Yeah, that was Sivakov just drifting through to the front to join his teammates. And there is Magnus Cort Nielsen. He briefly was lost, wasn't he? But has slotted back. He's got a couple of, at least 3 or 4 teammates around him now. And it's not up to them to do the chasing now, although he is in the lead. Other teams are going to pick up the chase, and the man on the front there for Bahrain was actually Jash Sutterlin, another rider who's been at the Giro d'Italia.
And this is Sam Bennett. No surprise to see him out the back, given the fact that several other riders who you'd imagine would go better on the climbs were already out the back before him. And now the pace is up. The pace is really up here. Tish Benoot is setting it. By the way, a reminder today, everybody watching, it's the white jersey that's on the back of Matteo Jorgensen. He's the best young rider here, but of course he's still riding for those killer bees, Visma Lease bike.
Yeah, 19 seconds. Tish Benoot just in the centre there. It is Omar Fraile just on the front in the centre, the former Spanish champion. This is this little slight downhill section which takes us in to the slightly steeper gradients. Consistently for 5% all the way to the line from here. They go 4K to the finish, and it's all uphill now from here. 16 seconds, so I think it's going to be borderline impossible for our breakaway to hold on now. But who's going to be the team to pick this up? Because the longer it stays steady like this, the more of a chance we've got of Magnus Cort Nielsen having another opportunity for back-to-back wins.
Tarling and Turner are out the back. It's Castelviejo who's on the front. The final climb to the line is underway. 12 seconds for the 3 remaining riders in the breakaway. 3.6 kilometres remain. And those seconds are just going to disappear very, very quickly now.
They are indeed. Chris Juul Jensen's been a superb ride from him to give this break some fresh impetus. Under 100 metres is the gap, as you can see, equating to 10 seconds. And the peloton just lying wait. No one team has taken it up at the moment. Flat across the front. Ineos Grenadiers on the left-hand side. EF Education Easy Post there as well in the centre in that pink. And on the left-hand side, it is a team of Visma Lease bike. But no, I'm trying to see where Bora Hansgrohe at the moment. Not present at the front right now, Rob.
Can we read anything into that with Primož Roglič?
Possibly. Or they might be just leaving it a little bit late. Let's just wait and see. I mean, we just don't know the status from the Cup. We've only seen him once, haven't we? And what you can garner from that, I mean, he seemed to be holding him. He wasn't sat in a different position on the bike. There's a few cuts, but from what I could see, he appeared to be okay. And in fact, you can just see a couple of the riders from Bora Hansgrohe just in the centre. But right now, they're happy to leave things a little bit later, as Chris Froome also is getting distanced.
Chris Froome already lost almost 15 minutes over the opening couple of stages. Is out the back here already as the peloton gets smaller and smaller. Carlos Rodriguez being looked after on the left-hand side as we look at it now. The breakaway is about to be caught, and it will be caught with just under 3 kilometres remaining here. 6% the gradient. A reminder, this is a 3rd category climb. No big mountain top finish. It's not going to be all GC riders involved. I'm looking at Roglič. There he is. And guess who's sitting on his wheel? Remco Evenepoel.
Yeah, that's the wheel to get after finishing second yesterday. It's Mikel Landa just riding through to the front now. Ilan van Wilde on the wheel of the Spaniard. So Soudal-QuickStep now taking it up at the front. Two Spaniards side by side. In the centre, Mikel Landa on the left-hand side. Of course, the man that's been with the Ineos Grenadiers for such a long time, Jonathan Castroviejo.
And for now, Romain Grégoire is brought towards the front on the right-hand side. Just two riders in the blue you can see in front of Matteo Jorgensen that was being pointed out to you there in the white jersey. Grégoire was a man that a lot of people were talking up yesterday, and he wants to put his hat into the ring today for Groupama FDJ. The leader's still there, though. The leader is still there. Left-hand side, yellow jersey, Marnus Court, not going anywhere yet, Matt.
Nope, there's Kevin Genietz on the front now for Groupama FDJ. The tall Luxembourger in the centre, side by side with Mikel Landa. Castroviejo still there as well. That is the situation, but a couple of riders now who've, well, animated the day, so I think it's chapeau to our breakaway. Caught with about 2.5 metres to go, but providing us with some good entertainment. It's not going to be for them today. It is altogether.
2.2 kilometres to the line. The break is brought back. Marnus Court, yesterday's stage winner, looking to make it 3 Danish stage wins in as many days.
He is looking good. He's not anywhere near the back. He's looking composed. The gradient doesn't really get any steeper here at all. In fact, if anything, with about 100 metres to go, it flattens ever so slightly to around 3% to the line. Just a reminder of the top 4 or 5. Yes, they won it from Roglic, from Jorgensen, Ciccone. Watch out for Oya Lascano, who was 5th. Dylan Teuns was 6th. Nurikar 7th. Champoussin 8th. Grégoire 9th. And Martin 10th. They're the riders to potentially watch out for today.
Roglic appears through the centre. A reminder, if you're just tuning in, for the last few kilometres on the ground earlier on before the cameras started rolling today, but has since looked fine. It's Kwiatkowski on the right as we look at it now. Bob Jongels, former Liège winner, Tour de France stage winner, moves up to bring Roglic into position alongside the riders who did the work yesterday for him. Of course, the likes of Vlasov and Hindley.
Yeah, there we go. We've got Andres Kron we're looking at, and Juan Ayuso just on the front at the moment. It's Bart Lehman of Team Visma Leasebike on the right-hand side. Gianni Moscon is in the centre there, as you said, Bob Jongels, and then the former world road champion Michal Kwiatkowski on the left-hand side for the Ineos Grenadiers. So we're all level across the front. Nobody making a move just at the moment.
1.4 kilometres to the line, and still Marnus Court stays fixed where he is. He's not budged. He hasn't moved 1 inch from 3rd or 4th position, particularly in the peloton. The yellow jersey still looking good, but on the right now you can still see Lemon there in that yellow jersey. One rider goes backwards from Lidl Trek, just out of our picture. This is Edvald Boasson-Hagen, struggling to hold on as we go into the final kilometre. Lemon now peels off, and it's Jongels alongside Kwiatkowski, and they still can't get rid of the yellow jersey. He is boxed in that little bit more there. There was a shoulder barge and touch. 1 kilometre to go now. Interesting to see. It's a rather large group, this, Matt Stevens.
It certainly is. He's just in the centre, isn't he? Moving up round the outside is Steven Kruijswijk with those amazing shoulders of his. Terry Gegenhardt. This is Chris Nijlens now.
It's Chris Nijlens. Nijlens for Israel Premier Tech, and they're going to have to go at him. This is now where Marnus Court really has to grit his teeth and hang on, because they'll all be chasing him behind. It's Sobredo, the Italian, who's doing the chasing for Bora Hansgrohe. A couple of UAE riders behind as well. Ineos Grenadiers have 2 riders in there, and there's another rider waiting. Turns, I think it will be, for Israel Premier Tech, should this come back. Illenfall Wilder chases too. Evenepoel is out of the picture further down now. He's following along. Belgian champion moving in. Coming up to 500 metres to go as Nederland is now caught. And it's Sobredo on the front setting the pace. The next attack goes this time. Again, it is the Israel Premier Tech team. It looks like it's Derek G. Derek G being followed by Romain Grégoire. There is G. We know he's strong. Quinn now in the chase as well, the American champion. Tough for this one to come back together. Roglic is in the train and looking to fight as well. But it's G. It's Grégoire who goes around, and with just a few 100 metres to go now, Romain Grégoire going to the line. Romain Grégoire for Groupama FDJ. He catches Derek G, and Grégoire looking to hang on to the finish. That finish won't approach though. Still 200 metres to go, and G's got another bite of the cherry maybe. Behind they hesitate too much, and Derek G hits the front. Derek G's going to do it. Oh my word, and look at this from Derek G. Finally the moment arrives. So many times so close at the Giro last year. A bone break at the start of this season. but Derek G is a professional bike race winner. He's done it at the Dauphiné, and Derek G has arrived.
Wow, what a win for Derek G. Absolutely superb. The man from Ottawa takes the biggest win of his career in front of his nearest and his dearest. But what a win. That line, where was the line? I thought that he'd been beaten. He got back onto the wheel of the Frenchman and found something else to take an absolutely spectacular win. He's in a state of utter disbelief. That was fantastic.
Derek G has done it. Such a popular second place, oh so nearly man, at the Giro d'Italia just over a year ago. This season, the start was delayed by an injury. Crashed out of Omloop Nieuwsblad. Bounced back in Italy. His partner's come to see him, and she's picked the right day, because Derek G wins his first international professional bike race. He's been previously a time trial champion in Canada, but he is now a stage winner at one of the biggest bike races in the world.
We'll have to look at the time gaps there, and I didn't quite, amongst the melee there, I didn't quite catch who was third.
I think it was Naruka, perhaps.
Naruka was third, so a great ride by the young British rider, but no doubt about the winner. Absolutely superb performance. I mean, that initial acceleration took them both clear. I thought they'd gone a little bit early, but when the road flattened, they kept their momentum going. We'll get a look at that again in a few moments' time. But what a win by Derek G. Here it is. So
it was Quinn who followed him as well. He couldn't initially do it, could he, Matt? Then it was Gregoire. Look at Naruka in the pink, who's helped up. Quinn looks around and tries to help Naruka down. He doesn't finish third, by the way. We'll come back to that in a minute, because that is a great finish for a young British rider who did well in the top 10 yesterday. But Gregoire here, we were looking at the head-on shot, and I think we both thought he won it.
Yep, I thought he'd won it, but G finds something special, manages to get on his word. They've definitely opened up a gap here. They've definitely opened up a gap. That's what, with the 10-second time bonus, he could find himself in the lead of this race. That's only provisional. But a seated sprint, the last few hundred metres, and then out of the saddle just to make sure. And Derek G wins his first professional race in fine, fine style.
The beautiful moment of realisation. Derek G must have thought that chance had gone. Have to hand it to the Team Israel Premier Tech. They played it perfectly, because we had the first attack. That was brought back, and then G went over the top. He'd been following all the way as Nylon's attacked. And it is Derek G who has taken victory. It's G, Gregoire Naruka. What a finish for the young British rider from EF Education Easy Post. Chiccone's up there. Tejada and Buitrago with Vlasov, Champoussin, Jorgensen and Roglic. A 3-second gap there as well. And it's a double good day for Derek G.